So focus only on the breath and relax your entire physical body and mind. So by this process of pranayama, once you establish calmness in the mind, also a very relaxed physical body, only after the mind is quietened, one should do dhyanam on the supreme principle. Sarvam khalvidam brahma tat jalaniti shanta upasita. So the supreme principle, which is the cause of creation, sustenance, solution, has to be meditated upon as all pervading. Sarvam khalvidam, verily. Very difficult to suddenly go and realize everything is Brahman. So Upanishad mantras help us to orient the same Brahma Tattvam, which is the Atma Tattvam, pure consciousness present within all our physical bodies. Ashariram sharireshu anavasthveshvavasthitam mahantam vibhumatmanam matva dhiro na shochati. Sharireshu ashariram. In all the physical bodies, there is one principle, one entity which is not of the nature of the matter principle which belongs to the body. So, this principle, supreme consciousness, though present within the physical body, does not get affected by the matter principle and all other influences. And this supreme consciousness, Brahma Tattvam, Atma Tattvam, is present in all the three states of experience, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, but not connected with the impressions. Anavasthveshvavasthitam. Tam Mahan, this greater than the greatest principle that is present where Vibhum, the glorious principle, Atmanam, your own true nature is that supreme principle. So what you should do? Matva. Sit down, study the Vedanta Shastras, understand the supreme principle. Matva means understanding, knowing. That is the only way. Nanya pantha vidyate yanaya. So Matva, what is the benefit? Dhiraha na sochati, na shochati. Was understood the supreme principle, realized as one's own self, is Brahmajnanam, goes beyond all the sorrows, establishes supreme bliss, everlasting happiness, timeless wisdom, eternal bliss. How to get this timeless wisdom? Let's understand through the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां षजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्ते नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतं वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्महम्। All present Em Brahma loudly. Em Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Dimyaistamaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginah यस्यांतं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम श्री कृष्णाय परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। श्री भगवानुवाच तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः तमसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितं न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानम् येषां नाशितमात्मनः तेषामादित्यवज्ञानम् प्रकाशयति तत्परम् यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अष्टादशोऽध्यायः मोक्षसन्न्यास नवमोऽध्यायः राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगः। ओम नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमं व्यक्तसम्भवम् अंडस्यान्तस्पि मे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। ओम। So I'll chant sloka number 12, which we learned in the last class. Chapter number 9, sloka number 12, 9.12. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Moghasha Moghakarmanaha मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हार्दम स्वागतम, hearty welcome to the next session on the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogaha. Sovereign science, sovereign secret. Let's take the e-book for a minute and look at how far we have come. So quickly look at the shloka organization. Shlokas 1 to 10 talks about the first goal of the 9th chapter. How to understand the true nature of Brahman. What is the glory of this Brahmajnanam? Glory of Brahmajnanam is you will be released from the cycle of samsara. No more dukkham. So beyond all sorrows. And what are the qualifications? So, Shraddha, Bhakti, Samadhi, Shatka, Sampattihi, all that is required to ensure that you are on the right path to get Jnanam. Now, Bhagavan from Shloka number 11, which you started recently, is taking a new topic. What is the new topic? New topic is that people don't focus on Brahma Jnanam, don't go on the path of Vedanta Vijnanam because of fundamental ignorance which creates moham, delusion. Because the minds are deluded, they don't understand the real nature of Bhagavan. So now turn to page number 8, where we have compared space and Brahman, and all the other details have been provided in page number 7 and 8. Now, go to page number 9. The new topic Bhagavan is starting is, so the attempt to know the supreme principle is not pursued by many people because they are totally involved with the world, the Maya Tattvam. That Maya Tattvam, Maya is engulfing their mind and deluding them. They think they can get happiness in the world. And so look at the concept number 6. And this is the cause of samsara. So there are two types of people who do not pursue the ultimate truth. Write down. So that's not given in the ebook, but write down. Two types of people who do not take to the pursuit of the ultimate truth or Brahmajnanam. Very, very few take up this path. So, among people who do not take the Jnana Margam or the path to understand the ultimate reality, one set of people are adharmic people, don't even follow dharma. For them, the goal is only money, position, power, and those things. Don't have any acharam, vicharam, nothing. Even for them, Bhagavan has got a message because Bhagavan's goal is not to what? Let go anybody. He wants to be all inclusive. So he says that is represented in page number 9 in a concept form. These people have vain pursuits. Vain pursuits. Mogha karmanaha. Mogha karmanaha. Karmaha karmanaha. Okay, they go behind vain. That means what? Whatever they achieve through their effort is never ending. So no, it's only a comma, never a full stop. And their actions are in vain. And even the knowledge they get in the process is not going to be fulfilling. No objective knowledge can give you peace of mind. And so they display a behavior which is called avivekam because they don't know what is the ultimate truth, what is real, what is unreal, what is permanent, what is temporary. So they think that whatever they achieved or whatever they're going to achieve will give them happiness. But you know from history, yes or no, and also from what you're seeing around, has anything that has been the pursuit of worldly pleasures given permanent happiness? Never ever. So this is what Bhagavan qualifies as Rājasic way of life. Too much of Rajas is bad. Please understand. Little bit of Rajas is fine. That is why this Rajas means what? Always an action to acquire, to hoard, to enjoy. Many people ask, how to overcome this Rajasic nature? The best way to overcome Rajasic nature is starting with the food that you take. It's not easy to suddenly change. Okay. So observe the food that we consume. More and more we avoid all the Rajasic. All Bhagavan has explained already. What is Rajasam food, what is Satvikannam, what is no Tamasannam, everything is explained. So go and revise that. Make sure that your food is sattvic. Avoid too much of pungent, lot of salt and all those kind of things. Bhagavan explained very clearly. Huh? So start with satvika aharam. Na Guru sir, correct? Huh? See, Vaikunta Ekadasi, just example, simple example. Many of you have been fasting, correct? Not taking any food, sometimes taking only fruits, absolutely, sometimes no salt, no lime, nothing, right? Are you not feeling fresh? End of the day, beginning of the next day, yes or no? You are clearly seeing it's a practical experience. So that is why at least once every fortnight, at least Bhagavan has through the Shastras imposed that at least observe Ekadashi Vratam, yes or no? Huh? Like that, you see, that means these are all very practical tips. Nothing to do something discover later. You will feel extremely energetic. Actually, Mita Bhashanam, Mita Aharam, Mita Karma, everything controlled in less quantity itself is sattvic. Swamiji used to say, for me, sattvic aharam is consuming in small portions, not hogging, right? So, many ways, but try and avoid this kind of Rājasic food, Tāmasic food, stale food, which is left over. So many people keep it in the fridge, carry over for many days. You think it is very efficient and you think you're saving time. But in the process, our minds are all affected. So please understand, all our acharam, vicharam are oriented towards making your mind sattvic. More and more you adhere to these principles. Start with simple things. Look at what we eat, look at what we normally engage our sense organs, what you see, what you hear, all these things. Little bit of tuning is required. Automatically the mind will become sattvic. Otherwise, whatever you try, always go in a vitiating way. And before you can even realize, you are caught in a very strong loop. Yes or no? Are unable to come out. When people say, unable to come out of this, sir, very difficult for me now. So it is never too late. Start with what? Arvind Balasubramanian, again start panna. Sattvika aharam. From there you start. Automatically, you start observing many things that you didn't observe earlier. And then you'll be able to find a way out of the samsara cycle. So these people are Rājasic and Asuric. Asuran. Asura means what? Technical Asura means one who didn't take the Amrutam. Na Surapanam iti Asura. But the difference between the Rakshasa and Asura. Rakshasa, Rakshamsi is Rakshasa, who want to protect themselves and acquire. Asuras, no, they will destroy other people. It's not only in the Purana Itihasa. There are people now in the present world, yes or no, in Kali Yuga, who are Asuric way. So their goal is to acquire by destruction of other people, causing harm. So all these things, it is done in various ways. Just because the person is wearing a coat and suit, a nice appearance, don't think the person may not be an Asura. Asura only should have horns and all those things. Today's present day Asura will be in a different form. So be careful. So don't get carried away with external appearance. Person may be also looking, having an attire also, but even then the person's mind is important. So Bhagavan says, these people get finally bound not physically. Their mind is completely bound by all these actions and they will suffer. I'll tell you, the suffering they undergo at some appropriate point in time is immeasurable. So sooner than later, let us get to the sattvic way of life. So, sloka number 12, PVA, we didn't do last class. So, now look at the individual words. Moghashaha, visarga is required. Mogha karmanaha, mogha jnanaha, vichetasaha, rakshasim, asurim, cha eva, prakritim, mohinim, shritaha. Clear? All of you are getting ready for Upanishad study. Good. Padavibhaga Anmaya. Now look at the Anmaya. Vichetasaha. Vichetasaha. Moghashaha. Moghakarmanaha. Moghajnanaha. So, three things Bhagavan is qualifying. Where is Vichetasaha? The last word in the first line. Vichetasaha. Moghashaha. Moghakarmanaha. Moghajnanaha. Shritaha. Rakshasim. Cha. Eva. Asurim. Prakritim. Mohinim. Very nice sloka. I see Bhagavan has organized so wonderfully. The first group is, Anmay you got? Vichetasaha, Moghashaha, Moghakarmanaha, Moghajnanaha. First group. Vichetasaha means what? These people do not have any discriminative power. Chetasaha means one who acts with a very clear mind, knows what is right, what is wrong. Vichetasaha, person bereft of discriminative power. Indiscriminate people, they do not know the right path to take in life. So these indiscriminate people, what do they do? Now what is, sir, I have discrimination, sir. I know the right, what is wrong. I know if I'm in US, I should drive on the right side of the road. In India, I should know, drive on the left side of the road. I know the rules, I know the constitution. This is not about knowing the objective right and wrong. There is something called as right and wrong with respect to subjective aspect which affects the mind. And what is that? What are those rules and regulations affecting the mind? Right and wrong. It is called dharmam and adharmam. Write down. What dharma, what is dharma, what is adharma? Constitution won't say. Maybe no, they will say certain things, but not entirely. One has to understand this from our Vedic knowledge, which is explained through the Puranas and Itihasas. That is why what is told in the Vedas, what is the first dharma that is explained in the Vedas? Satyam vada dharmam chara. So Satyam vada was explained through what? Ramayana. Sir, no? Sri Ramachandra Satyasandha. We say no? Dharmam chara. Don't do adharmam. Was explained through another itihasa. What is that? Mahabharata. One who takes adharma like Duryodhana will perish. So those are explained. That's why we study Ramayana Mahabharata. So like that, there are many, many important principles of dharma and adharma which you understand. Lack of this dharma, adharma. So this vichetasaha doesn't mean not knowing the objective right and wrong. It is subjective right and wrong. Dharma, adharma, avivekaha. People who don't understand what is dharma, adharma, what is there, what happens to them? Moghashaha. Next group. Moghashaha, Moghakarmanaha, Moghajnanaha. The word Mogha is repeated. Mogha. Mogha means what? Vain. So Mogha, Ashaha. Ashaha means what? Desires and hopes. So all their, whatever they desire, they don't even know that what they're desiring for is not going to give them permanent happiness. Or understanding this requires a bit of contemplation. Sit down and contemplate on this. What am I aiming for? What is my, what do I hope for? So first of all, be clear about the goal. The goal itself is not clear. After working very hard, even if you achieve it, what happens? You are not able to get fulfillment. So vain hopes. So by acquiring certain things, by acquiring money, position, power, all those things. I'm not saying you should not acquire. So please be clear. If it's functionally required, acquire it and use it. But that should not be your goal for getting happiness. Are you getting my point? Are you understand the difference? The discriminate people use worldly equipment, instruments as a means. They are not the end. Whereas the indiscriminate people, for them, that is the end. How many of you understood what I'm saying? People should not misunderstand this. Huh? Do you understand? Yes. Ram Kailash. So, don't think that all these will give you happiness, permanent happiness. They are required for incidental things to be done in life. That is the value you should give. So, indiscriminate people, mogha, shaha, vain hope. With that, life ban jayega. If you achieve that, life is done. Only when that is achieved, they will know that it has not been that their goal is not met. Has anybody told after getting something, I am done? Now I am done with all these pursuits. Has anybody told till now? More and more, more and more. So what happens? Mogha karmanaha. So they go after vain pursuits. So suddenly their target becomes bigger, higher, wider, no deeper. So what they should do? The straight method won't help. So what they will do? They will try various other means to achieve their goals, vain pursuits. And moghajnanaha, kutilatanam. So they use various means, nefarious means, and they will also try and understand certain things to achieve their goal, which is itself not permanent. So that is also means. So what vain here means, it doesn't give you permanence. So that is a problem. How many of you have seen or even realized this? The pursuits in the world in search of permanent happiness are in vain. So what they do? Shritaha. Shriti means path. Shritaha means taking to the path of what? Rakshasim. Rakshasim is extremely Rājasic nature. Extremely Rājasic and combined with tamas, but very, very little sattvic nature. Rakshasi means what? Rakshamsi is the Rakshasi. Those who want to protect. Raksha means, right? Those who want to protect themselves. That's the beginning point, but then it keeps on extending. Yes or no? First, we want to protect ourselves with a small house. We start with that. Suddenly, what happens? The small house is no longer sufficient. We want a bigger house. Similarly, bigger car. Everything bigger. So it keeps on going. So that is Rakshasi, Rajasic way, expansion mode. Then what? Chayeva Asurim. And also Asuras are heavily Tāmasic. That means what? Not only they want to acquire, they want to acquire by destroying other people. That is Tāmasic. So Rajasic and Tāmasic way they take to. That means what is missing out? This should be at least clear to you. Some Sattvic. Very good. So there is no Sattva Gunam. So extremely Rajasic or Tāmasic way. And the whole system, you see, the whole ecosystem is built like that. The food that you eat, the kind of dress people wear, what you see, what you hear, yes or no? More and more and more things are pushed into your mobiles, yes or no? Huh? And we all know, are they putting Sattvic things? New things are Rajasic and Tāmasic. It doesn't mean only in the demons of old days it was that. It's present day, no situation is there. So all this belongs to the matter principle, Prakritim, nature, matter principle, which has got a special nature. What is that? Mohini. That is why even during the Samudra Manthanam, what happened? Who came with the Amritam finally to distribute Amritam? Mohini. Mohini came. So, all the Rakshasas kept quiet. Okay. Immediately your mind gets what vitiated. So here the Prakriti itself is Mohini. Here Mohini doesn't mean suddenly when Mohini is coming. What is Mohini? Mohini is the deluding aspect of nature, which these indiscriminate people are subjected to. So once you got discrimination, you will know quickly. Even though suddenly you get tilted towards that, if you have the right discriminative power, you quickly withdraw from that, go in the right direction. Are you getting my point? That is why always being in satsang, being in the dharmic way, will make sure that you don't get trapped by this Rājasic and Tāmasic way, Rakshasim, Asurim. So it takes a lot of effort to get out of this Rājasic, Tāmasic cycle or not, yes or no? That's why if you are able to emerge victorious from Rajas and Tamas and establish in Sattva, Bhagavan gives you a title. Bhagavan calls them Mahatmanaha. You see, not so easy to get out of Rajas and Tamas. Yes or no? So, sloka number 13, Bhagavan gives a lot of credit to people who are trying to get away from Rajas and Tamas, come to Sattva and start the path, right path. Are you getting the point? So, among people who don't pursue the ultimate truth, I told you two types of people. What are they? First group are people who are Rājasic, Tāmasic, acquisition, hoarding, in pursuit of happiness through material objects, material acquisition, which is never going to happen from eons, from thousands and millions of years back to now to even the future. Material acquisitions will never give you permanent happiness. It takes a lot of time to understand. Bhagavan has summarized. So, what is the next step? Next step is Bhagavan says, at least understand the goal is not correct. The goal has to be reoriented. Goal setting is very important. What am I to focus on as something that really I should achieve? So now please categorize. Something is incidental, it is temporary, something is really important and permanent. Can you write down? Two categories. Incidental and temporary, important and permanent. What is incidental and temporary? All your acquisitions, money, position, car, bangla, something that is required to function, right? Otherwise, you cannot even focus on other higher things. That is only incidental and temporary. That means what? All that is happening in the pursuit or whatever in the process of acquiring or hoarding of whatever you want to accumulate in this should not affect your mind. Please understand. How do I know whether I moved in the sattvic path? In the process of getting some money or some acquisition and some house or car, you do something. In the process, your mind should not get vitiated, depressed, and all those things. So that you focus on the higher goal of life, which is moving towards understanding the ultimate truth. So what happens? You move from being only a materialistic person to start looking at dharma. Understand what is adharma and give up adharma, focus only on dharma. And once you move towards that, your sattvic quotient increases. Sattva guna abhivriddhi. So once you become a sattvic person itself, Bhagavan gives a title as a Mahatma. Shloka number 13. But these people are still not got jnanam. Second category of people, what they have done? They started the process of religious life, dharmic way of life. Shloka number 13. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Mahatmanastu mam partha Daivim Prakritimashritah Bhajantyananya manasaha Jnatva bhutadimam vyayam.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Mahatmanastu mam partha Daivim Prakritimashritah Bhajantyananya manasaha Jnatva bhutadimavyayam.
Very good. Opposite there. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Mahatmanastu mam partha Daivim Prakritimashritah Bhajantyananya manasaha Jnatva bhutadimam vyayam. So Bhagavan is saying some people realize that whatever we try and achieve in the worldly pursuit is not going permanent because of purva janma punyam and the right way of life. They start becoming very religious. So they start reforming themselves and take to sattvic nature. Since what in the beginning, they start following the right way of life, which is what I told you, right? Spiritual timetable from morning to evening. Make sure you adhere to all the nitya karmas. Slowly from karma, move to karma yoga. Then quieten the mind. Then do dhyanam. These are all the practices that they start. This is called sattvic nature. That is next step. Once the mind becomes pure, then the mind will start seeking answers. How to attain permanent happiness? What is happening? What is this world? What is this individual I am? And what is this supreme principle? Jiva Jagat Ishvara. This question starts coming. And so they start to find a way. It means what? Somebody will say, somewhere, if you done punyam, automatically the punya will lead you to Shravanam. That this ultimate knowledge is available only through the study of Vedanta Shastra. So they slowly move towards Jnana Margam. Are you understanding? I tell you, even the people who are religious, very few of them take to study of the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutras. So once you know that this is the path, this is the way to attain the ultimate goal, you should stick to it very strongly, hold on to it. So Bhagavan says that these people broadly, so this 13 is a summary. All the people in 14, 15 will further explain in detail. So what they do, they first take to religious path and slowly want to understand Supreme Truth. Because here the 9th chapter is part of what? 7 to 12. No, Dvitiya Shatkam about Supreme Principle. So Bhagavan wants to emphasize the path towards knowing the Supreme Principle, Brahma Tattvam, which is also Atma Tattvam. So they start understanding that the Supreme Principle is no longer a person or entity which is giving them all they desire. It is an imperishable entity and also the cause of creation, sustenance, solution. Yes or no? Even though we study all these things, Srishti Chitilayam, that's what Bhagavan is doing. After the Vedanta class, that is forgotten, right? Whereas Bhagavan, you solve all my problems, you give me this, correct? So very rarely you stick to the ultimate truth permanent in the mind. So these people start at least appreciating, if not integrating. And so Bhagavan is calling them Mahatmanaha, Mahatma. So they start how do they start? So right now I may not understand. I've heard that the supreme principle is what? Beyond a physical form, beyond name and form. And it is something that is responsible for creation of the universe, sustenance, solution, through Prakriti, all those things. I'm not able to understand. So let me start what? First, the path of worship. So they start worshipping. How more and more time they spend for all this worship and religious activities. You can see this very clearly. Once you start on this path, you will find out how your time is taken out of unnecessary pursuits and you will do more japam, more parayanam, more puja, more satsanga, yes or no? You can see in your own life when you appreciated the importance of this path, more time will be accumulated there. So, Bhagavan says, these people start following this discipline with what? An undistracted mind. Earlier, what you are doing? You are chanting something in the puja room and seeing what is happening there, hearing with the mobile, with the news we used to do. Slowly, what we do? It's not required. More focus, more undistracted approach. Yes or no? Can you see that? Slowly, you will move on the spiritual path. So, Bhagavan is calling them Mahatmanaha. Look at the Padavibhaga Anvaya. Shloka number 13. So, compared to shloka number 12, it's a comparative shloka. What are the kind of people Bhagavan coined? Shloka number 12. They are called what? Rakshasim, Asurim. They are called Moghashaha, Moghakarmanaha, Moghajnanaha. Here you see Mahatmanaha. Can you see the difference? So here Bhagavan is calling the Sattvic people as Mahatmanaha. Tu Mam He Partha Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. Now you see in shloka number 12, Prakritim was there. Here also Prakritim is there. There it was Rakshasi Masurim Prakritim. Here is Daivim Prakritim. Can you note this? There it was Shritaha, Ashritaha. So very, very connected shlokas. You know how to study Bhagavad Gita. Clear? Again, Mahatmanaha tu Mam Partha Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. Very interesting. See, Prakriti has not only all the wrong things. The matter principle also has got Sattvic. Because what is Prakriti? Prakriti is what? Rajas, Tamas, and Sattvic. Trigunatmikam. Are you getting the point? The people who are indiscriminate focus on Rajas and Tamas. People want to move to the higher goal, focus on Sattvic. That means what? What you need is available in the world. It's up to you to choose what is right and reject the wrong. Mahatmanaha tu mam he partha daivim prakritim ashritaha. 7. Correct. What do they do? Bhajanti ananya manasaha. So that is one word. Bhajanti ananya manasaha. Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Two qualifications for the supreme principle here. Bhutadim plus avyayam. Clear? So when you study reason, you are understanding better, right? Now look at the Anvaya. He Partha. Where is it? Mahatmanastu Mam Partha. He Partha. Ashritaha. Told you, no? Shriti means what? Path. Ashritaha. Partha. Ashritaha. Daivim Prakritim. Important for you to understand very clearly. Now, can you all square up Daivim Prakritim together in shloka number 13? In shloka number 12, I did the Padavivaganvaya. Rakshasim cha eva asurim prakritim. That is one group. Can you see the difference? Anvaya, that's why Anvaya is required. How many of you recognize what I am saying? Okay. Can somebody write? Ken is there? Or Arvind, can you write? In shloka number 12, write is equal to Rakshasim cha eva, forget. Rakshasim asurim prakritim. Important point. You should recognize. Now again, already getting tired. Half an hour chanting was almost 1 hour class. Clear, no? Very good. Shloka number 13 is what? Daivim Prakritim. Daivim means Sattvic. Clear? So, Sattvikim Prakritim. Can put another way, but Daivim, both are fine. How many of you understood what I am saying? The Prakriti that is there, matter principle, nature, that means what? The entire world around you. World doesn't mean only physical matter. The people, the thoughts, the impressions, the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandham, all the Pancha, the five different objects that attract your mind are having 3 different qualities. What are they? Rajas, Tamas, and Sattvam. While the people in main pursuits focus on the Rājasic and Tāmasic aspects, you look at their lifestyle. They like only all this Food also is Rājasic and Tāmasic. The attire, the actions. They get free time. Suppose there is this Christmas holidays. What they will do? No, they want to go and only enjoy. You're Sattvic, enjoy a bit. I'm not saying you should not, but focus more, available time on study of the Shastra, Satsangam. There's a difference. See, the entire outlook is very, yes or no? Though extrovertedness, acquisition, that is their goal. Sattvic will be acting, but they'll be acting for incidental temporary. You understood, no? The Prakritim. So here, Prakritim, nature has got Rakshasi, Masurim aspects. They focus on that. Whereas Prakritim, nature also has got Sattvic aspects. So these people, the people who are taken to the right path, focus on what? Daivim Prakritim. That's why I stopped here for a minute. Now continue Anmaya. He Partha Ashritaha Daivim Prakritim. Next level. Jnatva Avyayam Bhutadim Mahatmanaha Tu Bhajanti Mam Ananyamanasaha. So this Tukaram can also come in the beginning also. Doesn't matter. Tukaram can be put anywhere. Okay. Tukaram means on the other hand. But now look at the meaning. He Partha, he Arjuna, Ashritaha, having taken to. And we have got PVA team. Can you confirm? I think it's quite simple. Clear, no? Very good. Now, He Partha, Ashritaha. Ashrita means taking to this path. Having taken to. Now, what path? What is the path these people are choosing? Daivim Prakritim. The Sattvic path. Daivim here means the Sattvic Prakritim. Prakritim is what? Nature. So nature has got all three aspects. I repeat again and again. Only thing is, many of them are mixed. Proportion of Rajas, Tamas, Sattva is different among all different entities. We discussed this in detail, yes or no? In one chapter called as what? Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. So what you should do? Since you already studied that, go and revise. Gunatraya Vibhaga. How is this nature arranged? With different proportions of Rajas, Tamasva in everything. So the best entity will be having Sattva 95%. Rajas, Tamas will be only 5%. So these people take to those aspects. That means what? Entire lifestyle, food, attire, what I see, what I hear, what I eat, what I see, everything, taste, everything has got a higher proportion of what? Which aspect of Prakriti? These people have higher aspect of Sattva Gunam. Very good. Please understand, having been born as a human being, you cannot get totally away from matter principle, yes or no? For everything, whatever you touch is matter, right? From the cloth you wear, what you eat, what you wear, everything, right? So how to choose the sattvic aspect in everything? Correct? There is something that's very pungent, very hot, very chilly. Chilly means what? That means the chilly means the taste. Chill is once again you see in English, very strange language. So, or you choose something that is not having all these aspects, but it's going to be very tasty at the same time, calm your mind. So food, how do you choose the food? So what kind of lifestyle you're going to choose? That is a very important decision that one has to make, because the moment you get into this loop, it is never ending. It's not easy to come out. So be careful. So these people take to Daivim Prakritim, Sattvic nature. And so they start the process. Bhagavan has no hop, skip, jump. He has done triple jump quickly. Understand it systematically. First, they start Sattvic your life. And after proceeding, write down bracket, proceeding for many years, decade, depending on their Chitta Shuddhi. Jnatva. they will come to know that there is supreme principle, it is beyond name and form. So, Jnatva means after a long time, having come to know whom? Supreme principle to be, right in bracket, all these things. As what? Avyayam bhutadim. Two what qualifications for supreme principle? No longer Bhagavan is a person satisfying my desire. That means what? Those who worship Bhagavan for achieving material goal have to be categorized Sattvic or Rājasic or Tāmasic. They are predominantly Rājasic. So people who are Sattvic will what? Will want only the ultimate goal of Jnanam. So these people now start recognizing Bhagavan as what? Avyayam, the imperishable principle, and Bhutadim, Anadimat Param Brahma, Nasattan Nasaduchyate. Somewhere we chanted, Nejam Yattat Pravakshyami, Yajnatva Amritamashnute, Anadimat Param Brahma. Nasattannasaduchyate. This sloka summarizes entire Vedanta. And again, Anadimat Param Brahma. That which is beginningless is also the cause of the creation of every entity. Bhutadim. Write down. Bhuta Adim Bhutadim. So the cause of all beings, but also the causeless cause. So this causeless cause, Brahman, is the cause of all beings, imperishable, avyayam, bhutatim, is what they start understanding. Oh, that's the real supreme principle which you should know. So once you come into this path, that means what? Once you take to study of Vedanta Shastra, Bhagavan gives you a title. Whether other people give a title or not, what does Bhagavan give a title? Mahatmanaha. So no longer you are Alpatma. You are no Mahatma, Mahatmanaha, the noble people, noble souls. Two. On the other hand, compared to the Rakshasi, Masurim people, Bhajanti Mam. Worship me. Here, worshipping is at various levels. We studied one chapter called Bhakti Yoga. Yes or no? Bhakti means we all think worship. And what is bhakti or worship? At what levels are they? KY1, KY2, UY1, UY2, GY, forgotten. Sakama Karma Yoga, then Nishkama Karma Yoga, then what? Saguna Brahma Dhyanam Upasana Yoga, then understanding Nirguna Brahman, and then taking to Jnanam. So 5 steps. So that is Bhajanti Mam. Depending on all Bhagavan has summarize everything together here. And so how do they do it? Ananya Manasaha. Keep saying the 3 C's. What are the 3 C's? Constancy, commitment, and always you are consistent. See, these 3 are very difficult, yes or no? One, you should be having a constancy of purpose. Write down. The most important is constancy of purpose. It cannot be, I will study Vedanta in the morning. Suddenly, no, I'll go into bhajana. I'll go there. That means what? There's no constancy of purpose. Very, very important to be having the constant purpose. Clear? Are you able to understand that? Constancy of purpose. Then second, you have to be committed to it. It's not enough to just say, well, I'm dedicated to Vedanta. But then what? You have to be committed. It means what? You have to take the effort and study Vedanta Shastra through a guru. And after given starting this, there is one more qualification. What is that? Consistency. This is where we lack, right? We want to do once and then skip 10, 15 classes, then see again if possible will come. So these 3, all 3 are very important. Arvind Purilya, constancy, commitment, and consistency. That is why Ananya Manasaha, an undistracted mind, single point pursuit in search of the ultimate truth. There's only one goal. See the difference between the previous fellows who want to do multiple things, yes or no? Do they want only one thing? They want A, B, C, D, many, many things. Here, what? There is only one thing, ultimate truth. So, this is a bit difficult, but once you tune the mind, it will be extremely easy. Very few choose this. So, Bhagavan calls them Mahatmanaha. Let's stand sloka number 14 and then we will end the class. So, in sloka, understand, sloka number 13 is summary of the entire path, starting with religion, ending with jnanam. Write down in a separate note against sloka number 13. 13 is summary sloka, starting with karma, going through upasana, jnanam, and finally realization. That is summary. It has got two steps. Step number 1 is sloka number 14. Step number 2 is sloka number 15. Do you understand what I am saying? 13 wants to compare against people, sloka number 12, who are only vain. 13 people are doing something useful, but everybody in 13 doesn't ultimately go there. So the beginning is there, intermediate, and the highest goal. Andadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. So what do Mandadhikari and a bit of Madhyamadhikari do? Sloka number 14. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Dridham Vrataha Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasate.
श्रीभगवानुवाच सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां यतन्तश्च दृढव्रताः नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या नित्ययुक्ता उपासते.
Very well. Once again, chant. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantaschandridham Vrataha Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, some of you can recollect. There are 3 types even in tapas. Yes or no? Rājasam tapaha, Satvikam tapaha, and Tāmasam tapaha. Correct? Also, there is tapas for Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. This particular tapas in what? In that particular chapter, Bhagavan has taken 2 different broad categories. There is a tapas for Vak, Manaha, and Kaya. That means what? The body. So, how do you start the religious path? By tapas. That is why the first sloka in Valmiki Ramana, what does it start with? Tapasvadhyaya niratam tapasvi vakvitam varam Naradam paripapracha Valmikehe Munipungam. Anybody remembers? Tapas is the first step on the religious path. So, sloka number 14 is all about Sattvika tapas. Write down. Sattvika tapas for what? Both Manaha, Vak, and Kayam. So, what do? They start now chanting. So, where do you start? First, chanting all the slokas, chanting the Bhagavad Gita, or then doing japam. And they observe lot of what? Different kinds of what? Firm resolves. Vrataha. So, when do you start Vrata Anushtanam? Ekadashi. Then what? Every month there is Masa Shivaratri, Shashti, all the different things you start observing, right? So, lot of effort to discipline the physical body and the mind. So, they understand once you let go this physical body and mind, it will go aimlessly, right? Indiscipline eating, indiscipline behavior. So they start, you understand, it's a very, very systematic process. So it is not just going to suddenly one day you open a book and study some Bhagavad Gita and getting Jnanam. It is a total reformation of the individual entity which has got so much of tamas and rajas to begin with, has to be totally removed and moved towards sattvic. So what you should do? You, one hand, you should do all the karma, all the nitya karma, anusthana, do japa, all those things. Control the food that you intake, and then what is the kind of outlook you have to life. All those things. So Bhagavan says they start all the activities. They take to all this vratam, yes or no? Many of you are doing Ekadashi vratam or not? What for? For purifying the mind, making sattvic. And then what? They now understand that whatever they may try, Bhagavan's grace is required. So complete surrender to Bhagavan, with devotion. These people are called steadfast people. And they start the religious path, worshipping Bhagavan. So now understand. Earlier, Bhagavan was a means to attain material pursuits. Here, Bhagavan is a means to attain the ultimate goal. They have still not become Uttama Adhikari. They still want Bhagavan, but for a higher goal. Finally, when next sloka, Bhagavan is going to say, when they get Jnanam, then there is no expectancy from Bhagavan. Are you getting the point? Earlier, desire is for material pursuits. Next desire is for attaining the higher goal. Finally, when you get jnanam, there is no more desire, desireless state. Wonderfully, Bhagavan has explained how a person with totally wrong path can move towards the right path. So, for everybody, there is an opportunity to take to the right path, increasing sattvic quotient, and make sure we realize the ultimate truth in this life itself. Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Tat Sat Krishna 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 Shubhamastu समस्त सन्मंगलानि भवत्यायत हरि ओम नारायण।